The most desperate screams for help are often completely silent. They're not shouted from rooftops, but whispered in the language of everyday actions, in the things left unsaid. Our minds are trained to listen for words, but pain doesn't always speak. It hides. Today, we're not just going to talk about abuse. We're going to learn how to listen to the silence. Here are 10 silent cries for help that only abuse victims make. Number 1, the excessive apology. Listen closely to how often someone says, "I'm sorry. I don't mean for big mistakes. I mean for everything, for asking a question, for being in your way, for needing a moment of your time." This isn't just politeness, it's a symptom. When a person is relentlessly criticized, belittled, and blamed for everything that goes wrong, they internalize that blame. They start to believe they are a burden. Their constant apologies are a preemptive defense, a way to disarm a potential threat before it strikes. They are apologizing not for what they did, but for who they are. Each sorry is a small echo of a much larger, more damaging voice that tells them they are worthless. It's a heartbreaking attempt to make themselves smaller, less visible, and therefore less of a target. Number 2, the slow disappearance. Friendships and social circles naturally change over time, but when a person begins to systematically withdraw from everyone and everything they once loved, it's a profound warning sign. The phone calls stop, the text messages go unanswered, invitations are met with flimsy excuses, until eventually the invitations stop coming. This isn't a choice. Isolation is one of the most powerful weapons an abuser has. By cutting a person off from their support system, the abuser becomes their entire world, the only voice they hear. But the victim also isolates themselves out of shame. They don't want you to see the light fading from their eyes or have to answer the question, "Are you okay?" when the honest answer is too terrifying to speak. So they vanish, piece by piece, hoping nobody will notice the emptiness they leave behind. Their silence isn't peace, it's a cage. Number 3, extreme jealousy disguised as care. We have been taught by movies and stories that a little jealousy can be romantic, a sign that someone truly cares and is afraid to lose you. But we must learn to see the line where care ends and control begins. For a victim of abuse, their partner's jealousy is not a flattering quirk. It is a weapon of terror. It's a constant monitoring disguised as affection. They might have to account for every minute they are away. A casual conversation with a coworker might lead to an interrogation. Their phone is no longer a private device, but a piece of evidence. They may be forced to share passwords to their email and social media, not as an act of trust, but as a condition of the relationship. They live in a state of constant surveillance, where every interaction is viewed with suspicion. This isn't protection, it's possession. Their partner isn't afraid of losing them. They are afraid of losing control over them. The leash of jealousy is one of the most powerful and suffocating tools an abuser has. Number 4, flinching at small things. A flinch is a full-body confession. It's an involuntary reaction that tells a story the mouth cannot. You might raise your hand to pass them something, and they recoil. A door slams shut and they jump as if a bomb went off. Their startle reflex is dialed up to the maximum. This is not about being jumpy or easily scared. It is a conditioned response born from trauma. Their body has been trained to anticipate impact, to expect pain at any moment. Their nervous system is in a constant state of high alert, perpetually braced for the next blow, whether it's physical or emotional. That small, almost imperceptible flinch is a ghost of past pain, a silent, heartbreaking testament to the terror they have lived through. The body keeps the score, and their body is screaming. Number 5, a deep financial fog. Financial abuse is one of the most insidious forms of control because it's so easy to hide. A victim might seem strangely unaware of their own financial situation. They may not have their own bank card, or if they do, every transaction is monitored. They might have to ask for a small allowance to buy groceries or necessities, like a child. They might always be broke, despite having a job. The abuser uses money to create dependency, making it financially impossible for the victim to leave. They are trapped in a prison with invisible bars, stripped of their independence and autonomy. Their confusion or lack of knowledge about money isn't a sign of incompetence. It's a sign that their power has been systematically stolen from them. Number 6, the perfect relationship performance. Be cautious around the person whose relationship seems too good to be true, especially online. Their social media is a constant stream of gushing posts about their perfect partner. their fairy tale life, and their soulmate. While some people are genuinely happy, this over-the-top performance is often a desperate mask. It's a way to convince the world, and more importantly, to convince themselves, that the nightmare they are living is actually a dream. The more they project perfection, the deeper the cracks they are trying to hide. It's a form of denial. They are building a beautiful fantasy online because their reality is unbearable. These posts are not a celebration of love. They are often a cry for help from inside a gilded cage. Number 7, chronic, unexplained illnesses. The body and mind are not separate. The emotional anguish of abuse often manifests physically. Victims frequently suffer from a host of chronic health issues: persistent headaches, debilitating stomach problems, constant fatigue, or widespread muscle pain that doctors can't find a cause for. This is not imagined. The constant stress, fear, and anxiety of living in an abusive environment wreaks havoc on the body. The stress hormone, cortisol, floods their system, weakening their immunity and creating real physical symptoms. Their body is trying to process the trauma that their mind cannot. Their unexplained illness is not a plea for attention. It is their body physically crying out for help. Number 8, the slow erosion of self. Who were they before the relationship? What were their hobbies, their passions, their dreams? One of the most tragic silent cries is the gradual, almost invisible, death of a person's spirit. They stop painting. They quit the sports team. They no longer talk about their ambitions. The opinions they once held with passion are replaced with their partner's opinions. Their personality seems to fade, becoming a watered-down, more agreeable version of what it once was. An abuser doesn't just want control. They want to erase the person their victim used to be. The victim slowly loses their sense of self, becoming an echo of their partner. They no longer know who they are outside of the abuse. It is the quietest form of destruction. Number 9, making constant excuses for their partner. Listen to how they talk about their partner's bad behavior. Do they constantly justify it? He's just under a lot of stress from work. She's just very protective because she loves me so much. He didn't mean it. He was just having a bad day. They become their abuser's primary defender and public relations manager. This is a sign of deep manipulation and something called trauma bonding, where the victim develops a twisted sense of loyalty to their abuser. They excuse the inexcusable because, acknowledging the truth that the person who claims to love them is deliberately hurting them, is too painful to confront. They are defending their captor, not out of love, but out of a deeply ingrained survival instinct. Number 10, the look in their eyes. Finally, after you have listened to the silence, you have to learn to see it. Sometimes the most profound cry for help isn't a behavior at all. It's a look. It's a fleeting moment of eye contact where the mask slips, and you see everything they are trying to hide. It's a look of profound exhaustion, of deep-seated sadness, of a spirit that is hanging on by a thread. Their mouth might be smiling. Their words might say, "I'm fine," but their eyes are screaming the truth. It's a silent plea for someone, anyone, to look close enough to see past the facade. It's a look that says, "Can you see me? I'm drowning." Recognizing these signs is the first step. The world is a loud place, but it's in the quiet moments that we find the most important truths. Learn to listen to the silence. Thank you for taking the time to understand this incredibly important topic. If this video helped you in any way, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel. And now, I want to ask you something. We can build a community of awareness right here. In the comments below, without using names or specific details, share a silent sign you might have witnessed in someone, or a way you learned to listen better. Your story might just be the thing that helps someone else recognize a cry for help. Let's start a conversation that matters.